Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see extend on-premises file share using Azure File Sync. We will evaluate the requirements for Azure File Sync. We will deploy the storage sync service to replicate files from Windows Server to the Azure File Share. We will then test and troubleshoot file sync between the file shares. So let me quickly start this. So let's say you are an administrator for an architecture firm. The firm stores computer-aided design or CAD files locally on a Windows Server file share. These files are so large that your on-premise file share is nearly at capacity levels. The organization needs quick access to the CAD files that are used more frequently. The system can tolerate some network latency for the files that are used less frequently. Now you have been asked to investigate how you can extend your file share capacity by using Azure. To start with, let me tell you what is Azure File Sync. So let me log on to the portal and take it from there. So if I do Azure File Sync, you would see you're not getting an option here. So let me open up Paint and tell you what is Azure File Sync. Okay, so Azure File Sync would allow you to extend your on-premise file share into Azure. It works with your existing on-premise file shares. Let's say this is your on-premise file shares. So this Azure File Sync feature would work with your existing on-premise file share to expand your storage capacity and provide redundancy in the cloud. It requires Windows Server 2012 R2 or later OS, and we can access the on-premise file share with any supported file sharing protocol like SMB, NFS or FTPS. So Azure File Sync uses on-premise file share as a local cache for your Azure file share. So it would use your existing on-premise server as a local cache that is present on the local data center. With cloud tiering, we can cache locally on the file server the files that the organization uses the most. The files that are used less frequently are accessible from the same local share, but only a pointer to the data is stored there. When a user goes to open the file, the rest of the file data is pulled from Azure Files. Right? So let's say this is your on-premise file share. This is a user. User would access the file A that is on the on-premise file share. And this file A is accessed very frequently. So the entire file is available on the local file share. And when other file that is B, which is not used often, so the rest of the file is retrieved from the Azure file share. Alright. So let's say this is your Azure file share. And when the user would access the file B, it would be in the local cache, but there would be a pointer to file B on the Azure file share, and the rest of the file will be pulled on from the file share. So there are some terminology that I want to share with you. So the storage sync service is the high-level Azure resource for Azure File Sync. The service is a peer of the storage account and it can be deployed to Azure Resource Group. So if I do storage sync service, so you don't have any sync service for deploy. That is why you don't see it here. There are some sync group outlines which outlines the replication topology for a set of files or folders. All endpoints located in the same sync group are kept in sync with each other. Then there is a registered server which represents the trust relationship between the on-premise server and the storage sync service. We can register multiple servers to the storage sync service, but a server can be registered with only one storage sync service at a time. Then we have Azure File Sync Agent, which is a downloadable package that enables Windows Server to be synced with Azure File Share. It has three components: File Sync Service, Storage Sync Service, and PowerShell Management Commandlets. And how will Azure File Sync work? So Azure File Sync uses a software-based agent that is installed on the on-premise server that we want to replicate. This agent communicates with the storage sync service. Azure File Sync uses Windows USN journaling to automatically start a sync session when file changes on the server endpoint. So changes made to the on-premise file share are immediately detected and replicated to the Azure File Share. Azure File does not yet have change notification, so Azure File Sync has a scheduled job called a change detection job. The job is initiated every 24 hours. So if you change a file on the Azure File Share, you might not see the change on the premises for at least 24 hours. So the deployment process would be that we have to evaluate the on-premise system. Then we'll have to create Azure resources, which include storage account to contain a file share, storage sync service, and a sync group. So we'll have to create the resources in that order. So we'll create a storage account, then the file share, then the storage sync service, and a sync group. Then we will install the Azure File Sync agent on each file server that's taking part in the replication to the storage sync service. Then we will register the Windows Server computer with the storage sync service. Then we will create the server endpoint. After the server is registered, and the endpoint in the sync group. So now how will you check the Windows Server readiness? So as part of Azure File Sync, Microsoft provides a set of evaluation PowerShell commandlets. The commandlets show you if the server has any incompatibilities with Azure File Sync. After learning about Azure File Sync, you want to assess your servers to check whether they can take part in the sync process. And there might be some possible problems that you have an antivirus programs which is doing scanning for all the malicious code. This feature might cause an undesired recall of TF files. Then you might have a backup running solution that can cause the possibility of not working. So Microsoft highly recommend you use Azure Backup because it backs up the data on the Azure File Share itself. Then there might be some encryption algorithm taking place, including BitLocker or Azure Information Protection or Azure Write Management or Azure File Sync. So Azure File Sync will not work with the NTFS file system encryption method or EFS. There are some system requirements. So operating system for the Windows Server that is taking part in the Azure File Share should be at least Windows Server 2012 R2, Windows Server 2016, 2019, or a standard edition in full or core deployments. It should have minimum of 2 gigs of RAM. It should have latest patches installed. It should have an NTFS volume attached, and any external storage connected by USB is not supported. And you use PowerShell to download the latest version of package management and PowerShell Get to install the az.storage sync PowerShell module to assess Windows Server readiness. Alright, so let me quickly go ahead and create it. Okay. Let me check if I'm able to, do the lab using the sandbox. I don't have it. So normally you would install the Azure File Sync on your on-premise server, but I don't have an on-premise server. So I will create an Azure virtual machine and act that it is my on-premise Windows file server, right? So I will launch Cloud Shell to create a VM. Okay, it will create a storage account for me so that my Cloud Shell can run. And because I will create the virtual resources using the Cloud Shell PowerShell commands. So it is creating. Here it is. Let me paste the command. So resource group. No resource. I'll select mine. Wait. No problem. I'll go with this one. Let me do. Okay. So learn file sync RG is created. Right. So now I'll create a subnet and a virtual network in the same location as the resource group. There you go. Enter. So I'm creating the virtual network, the subnet, the virtual network address space is this. So I will do create get dash credential live.com. Okay, done. Now I will create the Windows Server machine. It is creating a Windows Server machine with the size TSV1 V2. Okay. Let me do that again. And do this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it is creating it. Let me pause it. Okay, now we'll have to set up the Windows Server for assessment. Okay, now I'll minimize it. Go to home. I'll check my virtual machines. This is my file server local. I'll click on it. I'll get the public IP. I'll do TSC. I'll do this. I'll connect to this VM. Okay. Yes. Okay, I'm connected to the VM. Okay, wait. Uh, I'm connected to the VM. Now what I'll do is I'll launch the command prompt on my Azure VM. So if you would check, this is my file server local. I will download the sample cat file by using the curl command. Give me a sec. There you go. I see a cat folder here. I'm going to expand the zip file and I'm going to extract it. I'm going to extract it in the documents. I see this. This is my project and this is my cap file. I will install the Azure PowerShell modules on it. So let me do PowerShell here. Run as administrator. Install module. It is installing the AZ module here. After that, I will complete the assessment. So after the evaluation commandlets would be installed with AZ, then I will do the invoke AZ storage sync compatibility check for this cat file. And when the validation result would be passed, then I will test the file only. So let's wait and I'll do the assessment after this are installed. So I'll do invoke AZ storage sync compatibility to check the data file check. Let me run this and see if it works or not. Okay, so this validation check has been passed and you see that OS version passed, file system check is also passed. Now I will test the files only. So I will do invoke compatibility check path D cat folder dash skip system checks. Hit enter. There were no compatibility issues found with your files. Now I will test the system requirements only. I'll do compatibility check. Computer name, localhost. File systems check, I'm got a warning. I will save the result in a system file now. Running these for the CSV files. So it will do all the checks and save the files in the assessment results.csv. I'll leave this connection open. So this was the part 1. I'll continue with the part 2 wherein we will set up Azure File Sync in the Azure portal. Thank you. Have a good day. I'll see you guys in the next video.